I'd love to hear about the ways in which Colorado is preparing.
Well, first off, thank you for having me. And I'm glad to see the article because it really illustrates what many Democratic secretaries of state have been concerned about now for multiple years. Donald Trump has escalated his attacks on our democracy. He is trying to grab power ahead of 2026. He is attacking our election infrastructure directly, spreading lies to undermine confidence. And of course, the MAGA right has now suppressed the vote for multiple years. We are in a very dangerous spot for our democracy. I am optimistic that we can get out of it, but it really depends on all of us leaning in. That secretaries of state, election officials, and the American people standing strongly to denounce and resist this attempted power grab and MAGA control.
What are you going to do if there are troops on the street at polling places?
It's unfortunate that we have to plan for these scenarios, but as Secretary Benson of Michigan said, we had already planned for these scenarios in 2020. A lot of the worst case scenarios that you can think of, Democratic secretaries of state have been planning contingencies since 2019 in preparation for the 2020 election. Look, Donald Trump and his allies are more sophisticated. Trump tried to steal the election in 2020 through lies. Didn't work. He then incited the insurrection. It didn't work. Him and his MAGA allies have learned from their failures. But we're more sophisticated also. The American people are ready to go. We need the American people to stay in this fight. This isn't Republican versus Democrat. This is folks who believe in rule of law, in democracy, and our election standing firm against this assault on our nation. I'm staying in this fight. I'll always fight to protect our democracy. That's a large part why I'm running for Attorney General in Colorado, to protect our fundamental freedoms and democracy. 2026 is potentially a juncture in the road, a turning point. But I am optimistic if everybody stays strong and protects with our voices and our votes.
You know, I remember talking to folks like you and even Secretary Benson, and Republican secretaries of state all around the country in the lead up to the 2020 election, as Donald Trump was talking about as he was claiming there was no way he could lose. And the effort was to have folks like you come on and assure people that the system is good, that it's reliable, that these voting machines aren't rigged. They're not set up to the internet. You can't easily hack them. But still, Donald Trump was able to convince millions of Americans that the election was stolen. And then in terms of the voting machines itself, there's a reporting out of the Denver Post that a consultant claiming to be a White House, claiming to be working on behalf of the White House, called Colorado clerks to gain access to voting machines. So they're not set up to the internet, but this is a person that wanted to access the machines themselves. What can you tell me about this, and was he able to?
That's a great question. And to address the first thing you said, Donald Trump was able to spread lies and incite the insurrection, but he failed. He has been attacking our democracy relentlessly, and he has largely failed to see the results that he has wanted to see. And yes, the attacks continue. Not only did we have someone allegedly working on behalf of the White House contact Republican county clerks trying to gain access to voting equipment, we also had a county clerk's office firebombed by an election denier in June. And in both cases, the person who firebombed the county clerk's office, he was arrested. He is currently being held accountable through the criminal process. And the White House consultant, or alleged White House consultant, did not gain access to voting equipment. Every county clerk he contacted said no. I'm not going to sit here and say everything is peachy keen, because that's not the state we're in. We're in a state of near emergency with our democracy. We have a sitting president trying to undermine democratic norms and attack our institutions on a near daily basis. But I can say with confidence, our elections and our systems have held strong. And as Secretary of State, I've increased their resilience. It is now a felony to access in an unauthorized basis voting equipment. And we've caught someone. Tina Peters, who is now serving 9 years of imprisonment because she tried to mess around with voting equipment in the state of Colorado.